Let's look at the next category, which is equity-based instruments. These embody the core principle of shared risk and considered the purest form of Islamic finance. Let's look at the instruments available here. The first one is musharaka. Musharaka. This is like joint venture or partnership arrangement. Musharaka. Joint venture or partnership arrangement. What is this about? All partners, that is the client and the bank or the financial institution or the intermediary firm, contribute capital and are entitled to participate in management. Profits are shared according to a pre-agreed ratio, but losses are shared strictly based on capital contribution ratio. That is the concept of musharaka, joint venture or partnership arrangement. So what does that mean here? It means that, again, a real estate company can partner with a finance house, and they do this all the time, right? So that the house that they are building becomes a joint venture arrangement. And so maybe the real estate company is providing the land, the expertise, and everything to build. Then the bank is going to provide the money needed to build the houses. When they are done and they sell, profits that is made will be shared between the real estate company and the bank at an agreed profit sharing ratio. Se kabafia, meaning where there are losses, they will be sharing it based on the capital amounts that everyone contributed. That is the concept of musharaka, joint venture partnership arrangement. Again, you realize that here you are seeing that pure Islamic finance idea coming in, because the bank is bearing a risk if the thing goes down. That is why they will participate in the management, because they have a huge skin in the game. So if their money is flush down the borehole, they are in trouble. So they will be involved in decision making, in management, and various issues to ensure that they get returns when the houses are sold. And if there is a loss also, they're going to be bearing some of those losses at the end of the day. Number 2, mudaraba. That's like trustee finance. Now, there's a partnership between two parties. Rabul Mal, that is the capital provider, and then the mudarib, that is the entrepreneur. So the mudarib contributes expertise and labor, while the Rabul Mal contributes the capital. So what happens is that profits are shared based on a pre-agreed ratio, but financial losses are entirely borne by the investor. So I need you to understand what's going on here. In musharaka, it's like partnership. So I can bring expertise, some money. The bank can also bring some expertise and money. That is why under musharaka, we said the finance provider, the bank, will be involved in the management. But under mudaraba, yes, the investor brings the money. The entrepreneur or the client, the business, the client is bringing in expertise and labor. If we make profits, we share. But if there is a loss from the project, that will be borne entirely by the provider of finance. Because the provider of finance, in this case, the Rabul Mal, is the one who brought the money. It is our share. That is the idea about mudaraba. So let's give an example here in respect of musharaka for business finance. So let's say a client needs $100,000 to start a business. The client will contribute, say, $20,000, and the Islamic bank will contribute 80%. They agreed on a 50-50 profit sharing ratio. If the business makes profit of 10,000, Obia benya 5,000. If the business makes a loss of 10,000, the loss will be shared. So these are what we refer to as equity-based instruments. So in musharaka and mudaraba, you realize that the investor is having a direct control ownership, management in what we are using the money for. Unlike the trade-based where we are just dealing with assets, in equity-based, Musharaka and Mudaraba, the investor has a skin in the game. That is the idea about the second category. But these are not the only financial instruments we have when it comes to Islamic finance. So let's look at a widely used one, especially by government, and that is the sukuk, or what is called Islamic bonds. Now, the sukuk are Islamic financial certificates, often linked to conventional bonds, but they represent an undivided share in the ownership of a tangible asset, not merely a debt obligation. So get it well here. Get it well here. Sukuk is like an Islamic bond. It's a loan that you are taking. But then what is going to be happening is that here there is a share of ownership in the assets that is used to undertake the project. So this is what the structure looks like. When you buy a sukuk, you become a co-owner of the underlying assets and receive a share of the profit or rent generated from that asset. And this is what I was mentioning about Nigeria using to finance the infrastructure. So for instance, Ghana need road. So maybe we need a rail line, okay, a railway line from Accra to Kumasi. And that project will cost maybe 10 million or whatever. Let's say $300 million. Instead of the government of Ghana going to borrow $300 million on the market and have to pay a significant amount of interest on the $300 million, or instead of the government bringing a private person to come and provide this money like that, and they will charge interest on it, government can issue what is called a sukuk bond. What it means is that government will issue a 300 million bond, and everyone who buys the bond is in a way having an interest in the real business that has been established, or the rail line that is going to be constructed. After it is done and they start running the Accra-Kumasi rail line, whatever profit that is coming in from that project will now be shared to all of the people who bought the bond. That is the idea about sukuk. So you realize that here, government is not paying any interest to anybody for providing loan or for lending government money. You invested your money and it is tied into the railway business from Accra to Kumasi. So when the business makes any money, that will be shared between the people who bought the bond. These are the ideas we must understand when we talk about the financial instruments used in Islamic finance or under the Sharia law.